Yo, what's up? So in this video, I'm going to show you Magnus Carlsen absolutely scooping this dude up with the King's Gambit. If you guys like this video, drop a like, and let's go! Magnus plays the King's Gambit, and there's a million moves that can happen in this position here. My favorite attack is the Museo, in which they take, you go here, they go here, you go here, they go here, you castle, they take, you take. After this move, you sack pawns, and it gets really groovy, and it's cool. But these guys clearly aren't as cool as me, so black takes, accepts the gambit. Bishop c4 from Magnus, and now it's the bishop's gambit in the King's Gambit. Queen h4, check. King f1, pawn develops, trying to attack the center. Knight c3, and then queen retreats back. You may be thinking, how is this a drawn position? Black's got one pawn there, and a pawn that's about to fall there. King can't castle now. Magnus pushes for the center, and this is a big control over the center. Look how many squares Magnus has of the center, even this one over here. He's got every single one of these squares. Black plays the G knight to f6. Magnus pushes towards the center to attack the knight. Now the knight is forced to do a few moves. He can't really go here because that's just a pawn for no reason. If black goes here with the knight, it becomes winning for white because you just take the pawn back and now this knight is kind of dead. That isn't just a free piece. You may be thinking, gotta just take it. You can just take it, but then you're being hit with this and now your center's kind of damaged. This bishop's attacking your queen. This is being threatened. And after recapturing the pawn, you lose your bishop. So you can just take the pawn and go into this variation. So black plays a move that I'm sure you did not expect. Boom! Counterattack on the bishop. Point is, if he takes, we now take here. And if he takes, he allows his bishop to develop. And now this pawn's being attacked twice. So Magnus doesn't go into the exchange and he just drops the bishop back to d3. Nice and calm. Nice and relaxed. You know what I mean? Just sliding down the board. And then a weird move from this dude, he just jumps his knight in and just gives up a pawn for no reason. I'm not really sure why he decided to do that. I don't know what was going through his mind. I guess he knew that he was facing Magnus. And he was like, okay, just take the pawn. I'm scared, bro. You better be scared, okay? Stop smiling. I appreciate that this dude looks really happy. But Magnus is just laughing over it. No, keep smiling. Smiley man pushes to g5 with the pawn. Which is another inaccuracy because now Magnus can... Look at these pawns. I love how attacking these pawns are. It's such a cool little idea. So the point is he's trying to chip away at this pawn structure so he can recapture here. Because if black takes, which is the best move, he just takes his pawn back. And now he's got the strong bishops and the queen's about to... You know what I mean? So in this position, black does not take, but he just develops his bishop. This is a slow move because now this comes with action and that's what Magnus plays. Now if this takes, then h3 has been played. And this is coming now with a tempo. And the queen has to retreat somewhere. The queen can't take this pawn, obviously. The queen can't. The queen has to go all the way back. That's the best move. And the position's crumbling. But none of this happens. So he develops his bishop. Magnus takes the pawn. My man Nick just takes the pawn in the center. It's kind of a nice move because he obviously can't take because he loses his queen. And it's kind of GG's. And he's now protecting this pawn as well. So kind of a sneaky move there from my man Nick, bro. But the only problem with this move is that it invites knight f3, which is what Magnus plays next. That's not actually the best move, though. What is the best move? So the best move in this position is actually queen e2, which is a nice little find, to be fair, because you just gambit in a pawn, but in exchange for gambit in that pawn, you kind of got some discoveries lurking. That's not even the best move. Just recapturing the pawn there is the best move. Of course it is. Just delaying this even further, waiting for a good jump from this. That's nice. Too easy to get sidetracked when doing these game reviews. Someone left a comment in the other video and said, you're the most British-looking person I've ever seen. You know what I say to that? Oh, rock off, mate. I'm from Yugoslavia, bruv. Anyway, that doesn't happen, so Nick just retreats his bishop to d6, which seems like a natural move. The best move is actually just to go all the way back, because then the queen can come out. So in this position, Magnus then plays queen e2, which is obviously threatening a discovery. Nick thinks for about 3 seconds, then plays queen e7, just stopping the discovery checks against the king. Magnus with the rook lift on the h-file. That's kind of a nice move. I mean, he's just going after this pawn. And I kind of like the idea because once this pawn goes, black kind of has zero attack whatsoever. Like, if this rook starts attacking here, like, I don't think it's going to do very well because he's going to be losing these pawns and then there's going to be back rank issues. So black plays bishop e6. At the moment, white's got pretty much every single piece except this bishop into the game and the rook maybe. And black has a lot of pieces that are inactive and doing nothing. Maybe this bishop could argue that it's got a purpose. Everything else is kind of static. So the bishop comes out. Magnus c4, closing the center down, grabbing more space. He's now in control of even more squares. Trying to control this d5 square more than anything. In this position, he plays an interesting move. He captures the pawn. And you may be thinking, did he just blunder a piece? He didn't. He actually gained a pawn and he recaptures the bishop in the center of the board. But the engine doesn't like that at all. And the only reason that the engine doesn't like that move is because of this absolute monster of a move. Can you spot the brilliant move from Magnus Carlsen? I will give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my god.
Brilliant!
You know what I mean? Why is it a brilliant move? The reason that it's a brilliant is because if he takes, he loses his queen. That's kind of bonkers, isn't it? That's kind of bonker wonker. He can't block because then the rook just takes. He would have to take and then you just recapture. Crazy. Important that you don't take with the king here because if you do, then you're losing your rook. Strangely, my man Nick doesn't fall into that and he just plays b5. Just attacking the queen. This threat is still there, but not yet because he's got to do something about his queen. So Magnus just drops his queen back. Now this threat is still an item. Can't take this still because if he does, then this move is still coming in. So in this position, black plays just queen retreating move just to get out of the idea of what he had there. But it's still strong and Magnus can still play that move as the top engine move, which is nice, dude. King goes to f8. d8 is also acceptable. Magnus captures on d6 with a check. Queen recaptures the bishop. And the knight jumps into the center of the board. Look at that knight. Like, if there was ever a god knight, it is right now. Threatening mate. Threatening maybe some discoveries in the future. This rook's about to come in. This position is looking nice for white. I mean, the King's Gambit is a mad opening if played right. And obviously, black didn't play perfectly. And Magnus pretty much did. You'll see the accuracy after this game. And you'll be like, oh my god. Black realizes the position he's in and he offers the queen trade because he's literally got nothing else. White accepts because he's in such a winning position and he's up material, so he might as well. And now black also has an isolated pawn in the center of the board. Magnus doesn't waste any time and plays g6. You may be thinking, like, is he just giving up a pawn for no reason? No, he's not because he can play this move. And that is a forkety-forkerson. And if he takes, obviously he loses his rook. So black doesn't do that and he just pushes the pawn attacking the knight. But too little, too late. The knight is jumping in. Look at that f7 knight. Look at that knight. Look at this rook. What is the rook doing? It's game over at this point. If the rook moves, then this pawn's being taken. If he takes, he loses his other rook. It's just not looking too good. Then maybe this is inbound. So in this position, black just resigns. And that's the end of the game. Crazy. Look at the accuracy. You ready? Look at this accuracy. Look at the accuracy of this game. Magnus played 94.5% with a brilliant move. Opponent played 82.2%. The King's Gambit. I keep playing the King's Gambit recently because I keep getting into cool positions like this. Maybe not as cool as that one, but the games are really interesting. It's such a cool opening to get cool positions. Do you guys play the King's Gambit? Let me know in the comments. Have a good day. Thank you so much for watching and drop a like. See you later. Bye.